This is an honour.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. It's an honour to sit opposite those shoes.
Hey, look, there you go. All the way from Nashville, Tennessee.
Are you watching Nashville?
Yeah, so much. I love it.
Love Nashville.
My favourite programme on TV.
It only occurred to me the other day that it's called Nashville because Dallas was called Dallas. It's so like.
Oh, yeah.
Nashville's the name of a town.
Yeah.
It's so like it. Evil dad, people sleeping with each other, rum bum business, even a poisoned dwarf, just like Dallas had.
Well, yeah, Hayden Panettiere is small, but we can't call it a dwarf.
He's technically a dwarf.
We'll say it. Cool. I'm Jamie Edwards. A real pleasure to welcome one of my favourite screenwriters, directors. It's Richard Curtis. Hello.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
And I say that actually because my formative years, one of the works that I had to study was actually For Weddings and a Funeral, the script for it.
Really?
Yeah, I did that for my
I can't apologise enough. Did you get any marks?
I did really well in that one. Not so well in the other one subsequently, but no, I did in that one. Well, cracking film. As is About Time, which is the new one. I'm going to ask you just briefly to explain what the story behind it is.
The premise is that a boy, a young man on his sort of 21st birthday or New Year's Eve on his 21st year, finds out from his dad that every man in the family has always been able to travel back in time within sort of the boundaries of his own life. And the film is about how he uses that to find a girlfriend, to find happiness, and to find out the limitations of time travel.
So I've got to ask you, how do you do it? Because every single thing you touch does turn into romantic comedy gold.
Well, I don't know. I do it by very good casting. Very good casting. If I can get Rachel McAdams in a movie, then you're 3/4 of the way there.
Absolutely, and there is that time travel element there. I'm sure you're going to be asked this so many times over the promotion of this film, but if you could go back to one day and relive that one day, which one would you choose?
Wow, if I could relive a day, I think probably the day when I first met Kate Moss. I'd go back and I'd change that day a little bit.
So you would change something?
I would change something because we were doing the time travel Blackadder one and she played Maid Marian and she turned up and I got a phone call like 20 minutes after she'd turned up from my girlfriend saying our daughter's sick and you have to come home. So I had to say goodbye to Kate Moss and by the time I got home the daughter was well. So I would just say, nah, and hang out with Kate. Yeah,
because you use Kate Moss in this film as well, not actually as a person.
Yeah, right? No. The reason I mentioned the Kate Moss thing is just because there's a big chunk about Kate Moss and lots of photos of her in a gallery.
So have you always admired her? Would you have liked to have got her in a film?
Yeah. She's in this film, but only in 2 dimensions. It's a 2-dimensional film.
There's a lot of hanging out on a beach in this. Was that just because you fancied a summer at the seaside?
No, I think that, oddly enough, the second thing I thought of with regard to the movie was this idea of somebody who can choose just to do one thing, and what he chooses is to go back and walk along a beach with the dad who he loved. So that was really in the very center of my mind from the beginning. And it is extraordinary that there's lots of scenes set on the beach, but they were all shot on the same day. And in some parts of the day, we're pretending it's high summer, so everyone's like dressed in not much. But in other times, the poor bastards, it was 90 degrees, and they were wearing coats and heavy jackets and scarves.
Yeah, that's just evil. That's I can remember actually Richard Wilson said something very similar for a One Foot in the Grave episode, that they were supposed to be filming it in, it was meant to be summer, and they'd had the windscreen taken out of their car, and it was the coldest day of the year.
No. Filming is a horrible thing. If I could travel back in time, I just would go into accounting.
One thing that you're really, really good at in all your movies, well, there's lots of things that you're good at, but one in particular is the music. And actually music plays quite a big part in this film as well, because it's from a certain period. How do you go about picking that music?
Well, the music in this is the music I'm most passionate about in any film, actually, because about 3/4 of the songs in this are songs that I actually typed into the screenplay. I said, at this moment we are playing The Luckiest by Ben Folds. At this moment we are playing Gold in Them Hills by Ron Sexsmith. So a lot of it's to do with the writing process, with me looking for the perfect song to get me in the right mood. And then sometimes I actually use the song in the film. But there's a New Year's Eve party where I got to pick my favourite songs from whatever it was, 2005, and it's such an honour to have a Mr. Brightside by the Killers actually
That's
in
exactly
your
the
movie.
one I'd have picked.
I
Yeah.
know.
And also the use of the Cure as well. Friday I'm in Love.
I know. That's such
Another
an honour
cracking
too.
song.
I know.
Ellie Goulding's going to do your theme for this one.
Yes.
Are you hoping that she'll have as much success with that as Wet 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 did and Ronan?
Not as much as Wet Wet Wet. The poor things. They were #1 for 15 weeks or something, and then everybody was tired of the song by the end. I hope that people love it. The song is "How Long Will I Love You" by Mike Scott of the Waterboys, and the Waterboys are my favourite group. So if anything pushes people to listen to their stuff, that will also be great.
So if you could pick a secret song and a song that brings back a memory for you, what would it be?
Strangely, there's a song called Downtown Train, written by Tom Waits, recorded by Everything But the Girl. And every film I've ever written has been inspired by that song, but I've never got it in a film. So that would be my secret song, the one that I've sucked all the emotion out of and never actually got onto a soundtrack. Oh, it's so beautiful.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
That was brilliant.